Have you ever looked at a bookshelf that's only half full and you see the books falling over because there's nothing there to support them? It could even be your DVD or video game collection. When there are not enough objects on the shelf, it can look messy, so you find yourself looking around for anything to fill the gap, just to make it look a little better. So you dig out some of your old books or DVDs that you're never going to read or watch again, and in some instances you may even grab a couple that you actually do not like and are a little bit embarrassed about. So you turn them back to front so no one can see them, but you know that they're still there, and you never know, someone may take a peek. Your shelf looks tidy, but to be blunt, it's half full of crap. It's just clutter and shouldn't be there. And in a sense, our psychology is like a bookshelf. Now bear with me, I know this may sound a little stupid, but what we have is a persona. It's who we are. It's made up of parts and pieces of our personality. It's our outlook and our attitude that all put together, they all add up to who we are and how we experience life. And like our bookshelf, we need the shelf to be full to keep everything in its place. And if we do not consciously choose the books and DVDs on our shelf, someone else will do it for us. Now the only problem, just like when your great aunt buys you a film that they think you'll want, you often find that you've seen it or you think it's rubbish, but you're left there with it on your shelf. And your brain can do the same. It can fill its gaps with feelings, emotions and thoughts that are left floating around in your head. But what's worse is these aren't even thoughts or ideas of your own. They can be taken from other people and surroundings. This can sometimes be the first steps to us feeling unhappy and unsatisfied because it's just there. I recently sorted out one of my shelves at home. I looked at each book and each DVD and I asked myself, do I really want this? Am I genuinely going to use it again? Would I be happy if my friends and family came to my house, looked through my shelf and found that I had this box set on my shelf? And from that I started sorting out one book at a time. And when I threw one away, obviously I needed to replace it with something else. So instead of just grabbing the first thing I could lay my hands on just to fill the gap, I got online and I found a book I hadn't read that looked interesting. I also looked for DVDs and games that were interesting and that I wanted to spend time with and that I would be proud to show to my friends. I didn't spend a lot. You can get books from the library, you can borrow them from your friends. But I filled the gap with things that I needed. So grab a pen and a piece of paper and write down a list of 5 things that you don't want in your life right now. It can be anything that's causing you unhappiness. Next to this, write down an alternative that would make you happier. This can be emotions. You could say, I do not want to feel sad. And next to that, you want to be happy. It may seem simple and silly, but you can now start the process of change and the process of cleaning up your bookshelf. Lose the emotions and feelings that do not work for you and replace them with better ones. And remember, some books that can be pretty thin and some books can be really thick. They don't all need to be the same size. It doesn't matter how many you have on your shelf. It's about the quality and not the quantity, isn't it?